Hello everyone, welcome to Wandering Art. Today I wanted to share with you guys the process of making this 2020 alcohol ink resin clock. So the silicone clock mold there, the 2020 mold, and the resin is both from a company called Let's Resin. And you guys have probably seen me use their molds before. They make really great molds. The silicone cups you see me using, the big ones and the small ones, are also from Let's Resin. So I love their molds and I decided to try out this 2020 clock, but this is my first time ever trying their resin. It's a 1-to-1 resin and it's a crystal clear casting resin. And when I mixed it up, I mixed it up very slowly, but I had zero bubbles, you guys. It was amazing. There were obviously a few like tiny ones, but not very many at all. I was super happy with it. And right now I'm adding my alcohol inks. So I tried to do a blue, green, yellow as you can see here, but my blue and green got mixed up and I think that I just used a lot of ink, so it looks like it's all blue except for the zero that's yellow. It still looks really cool, but I think if I had used less ink, then I would have been able to see the colors better and there would have been more clear in the whole piece. I think I used a lot of ink in this. Oh, I know I did. But I was expecting to have like a little bit more clear space. So I think with alcohol inks, especially if you're going to do something like this, I mean, if you like it to be filled, then you'll like this. But I like to have more clear when I'm doing alcohol inks, so I think that I would do less clear. I love this vintage little black and white thing, you guys. It looks like some kind of weird old science experiment. I just thought that that was cute. So right now I'm adding more white and more ink, and I probably should have stopped about here, but I did add a little bit more. So the next clip is of me demolding this. This was so hard to demold just because it's just like a weird shape and the twos, it's really hard to demold. It probably took me a good 10 minutes to get this thing demolded. I sped it up and I've also loosened it a lot from what you guys are looking at right now. But I found it was a lot easier to kind of lay it like this and do it instead of just trying to pull it out. Laying it like this and kind of working it off, it really helped me with getting this out of the mold. If you guys have seen one of my recent videos with my home mold, the home mold is also from Let's Resin, and I had such a hard time getting that one out of the mold too. They are hard, but they are satisfying. They're very pretty. So the back of this, I will probably sand this once it's hardened up a little bit and put the clock mechanism on. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in the sunlight. The first part of the two there, that's my favorite part. And that's what I would have looked like if I had used less white throughout the whole thing. And I think that would have been very cool. So I'm excited to try this again, or even try it, in my home mold or some other mold like this. So this very first two, I just think it's so beautiful. I'll have some close-up pictures, but there's a lot going on in this clock because there's so much ink in there. There's all kinds of cool things. In some spots, like right here, you could see down inside, like really deep, what's going on in there, and that looks amazing and very cool. As you guys can see, some of my green got washed out. There's a little bit of green here, but it looks mostly blue. So if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more resin artwork. I appreciate you guys so much. If you have any questions or comments, all of my materials are going to be listed in the description below, along with links to where you can check out those materials and purchase them if you want. And if you would like to see me put the clock mechanism on this piece, just wait for the next clip. That's the last clip. Um, I think that I lost the instructions because I would hope that they would send instructions, and that could have been my fault. This is the box it came in, and it came with the clock mechanism and probably instructions. I lost mine. What I did is I just looked up a little video I just looked up clock mechanism, and it was really simple to find one that looked like this. And I also realized from looking up the video that there are a lot of companies that sell these little clock mechanisms if you wanted to like get more of them or get them like with different colors or different looks, because the hour hand, or not the hour hand, one of them, we'll see when I take it out of the box. One of them is red, and since this is a blue and yellow clock, I wouldn't really want one of the hands to be red. I could probably just spray paint it or something, but I'm just saying if you're wanting to buy like your own clock mechanisms, then you could do that. And I know that when you the link to this clock will be in the description of the video, so you can see the size and all the dimensions of this specific clock mechanism there. And then if you wanted to buy a specific one, you would have the exact size that you need. So that link will be in the description. But here I am putting on the clock mechanism. It's a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, and there was like a piece or two that wasn't in this that was in the one I watched, so it was a little bit different, but it was pretty easy to figure out. There's usually going to be a piece that you put on before, and then the nut that I put on after this, you could probably use something to like screw that, make it tighter, because mine was a little bit loose and it makes it hard to set the time. So you want to tighten that really well before you put the clock hands on, the little nut that you put on. And that is about it. The hands just go on. In the top hand, you'll see how it looks. I think that was in most of them. It just clips right on the top and locks everything in. And that is it. It looks super cool. I might, depending on if I keep this, I might get another little clock mechanism, or I might spray paint that hand white. And also, you guys can see how it has little grooves in it where the numbers or where the little time would be. And I think that I'm going to use some white paint, and I'm going to like paint inside those little grooves a white line so it is easier to see what time it is. So I'll probably do that sometime, and I might post an update for you guys, or I'll post it on Instagram. But I'm going to paint inside the grooves white, and then I'm probably going to spray paint that red hand white as well. And then I will post some pictures. So check that out on my Instagram, or I'll post it on my YouTube community when I do it. But I will catch you all later. Bye!